what was more important to me was to have all the media report the story. And over time, I was able to get them to manipulate the story. And that led to the creation of a Marine sanctuary. But I could have made money. I didn't monetize any of this stuff because I genuinely have a commitment to truth and justice. This is my commitment. Peace, that's the end of the truth and justice process. In fact, fuck your peace without justice. I'll die, thank you very much, before I will bow to your shit and allow myself to live a good life while, there's 20,000 dead kids in Gaza?
Yeah, at least minimum. I mean, Lancet saying potentially 200,000 dead people. And
Really?
That's the most prestigious medical journal in the world.
The Lancet. I said that on an interview recently. Like, they tried to catch me. Well, do you accept Hamas figures? Well, how about we just look at the Lancet?
Yeah, that's the most prestigious journal in the world.
And they're English. So, you got a problem with the Lancet? So where are you getting your numbers?
Because there's so many missing that they're not counting in the dead. If you're missing in Palestine, you're probably dead.
Yeah.
Because like the Gaza Strip, what is it? It's like 3 or 5 miles long and like 20 miles long. It's like in a prison. They're engulfed in there and they're just being bombed. They have nowhere to go. People are like, oh, just leave. But they literally have nowhere to go. They're just being slaughtered.
You know what? I'm here in Vegas and you have helicopter tours and stuff, right? So you watch these helicopters go by, and I've known this for a long time. You know what happens to the children in Gaza when they hear a helicopter?
They know they're about to get bombed.
They have a trauma. It's built in, and it's absolute. It's not paranoia. They know at any point a missile could come, a bomb could drop, and they could be done. There are children in Gaza, going way back before all this, that wet their beds at night. Imagine, because they're in such abject terror. Imagine being a father, right? Imagine this. Your father.
We're both fathers, so we know how. That's
Yes.
why this affects us so much, I think.
Imagine being a father in a place like Gaza. One, the way that you feed your kids is through aid. There is no jobs. They've been cut out. They have no infrastructure, nothing to be. They're such educated people. They value education far more than the Americans do. If they were allowed to take their scholarships, they have Rhodes scholarships and all sorts of stuff, but they can't get out. Imagine being a father. You're not able to get. I know doctors that are janitors going back over a decade ago because there's nothing available. And imagine not being having the ability to be able to provide for your family.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling as a father.
And combine that with you can't protect them. Can you tell your child it'll all be okay?
No,
you can, but it's not actually true. You kind of have to look to God then because, and this is what the Palestinians have. I swear, and their enemy is the antithesis of godly. If anything, they're satanic, which would explain what they're doing. The Palestinians, and they're not all Muslim, by the way. There's a Christian population.
They bombed the Christian churches already.
The oldest Christian church in the world was in Gaza, and all of the Christians, not all of them, but many of the Christians took refuge. And what did Israel do? They bombed it,
them.
killed them all. So they don't want any Christians there. They want people to think they're all Muslims.
Because the Americans might see that and relate more, so they potentially kill the Christians.
That's right.
Another thing I want to add is, like I said, you can't protect your kid, but not only are you getting killed, there's a good chance you're going to get buried alive and die a 3 or 4 day death, being crushed or having your legs crushed. Most of them aren't dying nice deaths. They're getting like an arm blown off and they're buried alive, stuck under there for days. You can hear them screaming. You know, it's hard to watch those videos. I can't go every day and check because it's just you see these videos. People are screaming down there. They're coming out, missing arms. It's not just that you're going to die and be over with. It's you're going to die a brutal death. And when they arrest people, you know, they're torturing them, sodomizing them.
It's diabolical. You've lost all humanity. If you feel this way, I mean, listen, as a Marine who's been in a war, I remember, you know, the thinking of my, comrades, my fellow Marines, and we have terms like sand nigger or towel head and things. So you dehumanize your enemy. This is par for the course. So I saw that, and I can honestly say that I wasn't infected with that ideology, but I definitely went to that war thinking like, I'm a Marine, I'm a machine gunner, infantryman. You know, if we're going to get into any firefights, if we're going to we're going to be the Marines are the first ones in, last ones to leave. But the dehumanization of the Palestinians on behalf of the Israeli side is the next level, boy. This is they've called them human
animals, yeah, all kinds of things like that. They're very clear they want to kill them all, and they're very clear they want to take their land. They don't, in Israeli media, they don't hide it. In U.S. media, they do. But if you watch the Israeli media, they're very clear they plan on taking the land. They constantly show pictures of Greater Israel, which Greater Israel is it's just. Well, let you explain. Why don't you explain? I think you can explain Greater Israel better than me.
Well, funny enough, the war that I was in 1991 was part of the Greater Israel Project. So I was in the 1990-91 Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Our job was to liberate Kuwait. But the truth of the matter is that our job was to hit Iraq. Now, Iraq was target number one in the Greater Israel Project. So for those who don't know what that is, this is a long-standing plan. Oded Yanan's A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s. I recommend people look that up, read it themselves. Oded Yanan's A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s. It lays out very clearly, like the Project for a New American Century, which lays out before 9/11 the need for a, quote, new Pearl Harbor a year before 9/11 happened. Wow, that worked out well. So Greater Israel is the plan of Israel. The intention is for them to be the next empire. They're imploding America right now. Anyone who thinks that America is in a good state right now,
yeah, is an idiot. Everyone knows someone's imploding it. They just don't know who.
Right. The reason why this country is being imploded, and all Europe is like, oh my God, it's been a bastardized prostitute for Israel. The whole lot of it. Canada, Australia.
Well, you can't become a German citizen unless you pledge allegiance to Israel now.
Literally. And the Germans.
German makes no sense. I mean, Trump's probably going to try to pass some laws like that too, it seems like.